Hello and welcome to another die-cast restoration. I do apologise straight away for the noise in the background. That is my wife's tumble dryer. Yeah, it's a bit wet outside, so we can't really do it outside. Anyway, what I've got today is this Matchbox series number 23 Volkswagen camper. Now you might notice in the background I have already got parts of another one which I'm in the middle of restoring for a friend of mine. This one's going to be a custom job, and he likes yellow, so I've done it a nice yellow colour and got a reproduction roof which isn't, I'll show you. I was a bit disappointed with it. It's not as vibrant as the original orange, if you can see that, if you can make out the different shade. So this is the reproduction one, and obviously this is an original which I got off this one. There was a small crack just there which I've managed to super glue, but yeah, there wasn't a lot else I could do. So also what I needed to do for the custom one was buy a new insert, because as you can clearly see, this one had a nasty crack in it, something you can't polish out. Goes straight through to the other side. It's got various other scratches and debris on it, so I thought it best to buy another one. And again, from Steve Flowers Model Supplies, I managed to get a new insert which is, compared to the other one, bang on really. Yeah, it shouldn't need any polishing or anything, it's as new. The original insert for the custom one is quite a bright yellow. It was very dusty, very dirty, because as you can imagine, these things open up at the top and all sorts of crap and fluff and goodness knows what falls in. I don't know if you can again notice the blue campervan is a slightly different shade. My camera doesn't seem to want to focus very well today. And this is the base off the other one, which I've just given, I'm not going to paint it or anything, I've just given it a bit of a polish up with a wire brush, and I've gone over the front bumper with a chrome pen, and again with the rear bumper with a chrome pen. So that's that. So what we're going to do for this one here is I'm going to show you again how to drill out the rivets. So it's only got 2 rivets in the bottom. Get a little pointer. One there, one there. So these rivet posts are very small, and it's held in with a tab at the front. So I've chosen a 3mm drill bit from my trusty Parkside drill bit set, and we're just going to very gently just drill out these 2 rivets. Some people can opt for using a vise to drill these out with, or a pillar drill, post drill, whatever you call it. But I find that after many years of practice, I can do it quite safely and quite reliably with a normal hand drill. So just knock off the swarf. Now I've got somewhere in my little box of tricks. Where is it? I did have it somewhere in my little box of tricks. A small screwdriver for pinging off the bottom. But I don't know where it is. Where's that gone? Oh, there it is. Part of a broken screwdriver. So with a tiny little bit of leverage, there you go, 1, 2, and off it comes. Now, as you can see with these wheels, they're a little bit on the buckled side. Why Matchbox ever use these horrible thin bits of metal for axles, I never know. They really do buckle very easily, so they're going to have to be straightened out, as I did with these off the other camper van. And also I've gone over them with a black wash that I'll gloss, make them a bit look a bit newer, and I've given them a chrome pen insert. I've made the why my camera's not focusing, I do not know. But I've chromed up the inside of the tyres as well, inside the wheel. These are completely void of any sort of chrome really. Very simple. That just comes out again. Actually not too bad, not as dirty as I thought it was going to be. Slightly different, darker plastic. You probably can't see that on the camera, but it is slightly different shade of plastic. And this insert, again, it's pretty good. It will polish up. There's no real scratches or marks on it. So yeah, that will need little effort, if any, of looking like new. And with the actual body, it's not too bad. It's got a few little scuffed bits of paint. It's looking quite good on the whole. I'm not really sure what colour I'll do this, to be honest. I might do it a similar blue colour, I might do it two-tone, I haven't decided yet. But we'll what we'll do to start off with is just drill out these tiny little rivet posts here. But first of all, I will show you just how to release these wheels from the little springy plastic axle. There we go. So just get a screwdriver over the top of the axle there, just in over, and it's already buckled, but just try and hold that over, hold it open, and you really just want to try and lever out the wheels. There's one. So again, just pop your flathead screwdriver in there, hold it back, and you should be able to just lever them out, and they'll fall back into place. There's these little tiny bits of plastic either side, just off centre of each other, and they just hold the axle into place. So what I'll do is I'll get my little wide brush, and we'll just clean up and make it look relatively gorgeous again. So I'm going back to my trusty Parkside rotary tool. Lots of people splash out and buy a Dremel. I've had this several years now, never let me down. It comes from Lidl's, and you can readily buy these off the internet, but the original Parkside ones, again, Lidl's do restock them after a few months, and they last for ages. So we'll just give this a bit of a clean up. Always advisable to wear safety goggles, because out, yeah, as I just felt, these little bits of wire, they will actually ping out, they will actually come loose, snap off, and hit you in the eye. And what you don't want, I've said this time and time again, is a small shard of steel in the cornea of your eye. And those of you who know me will believe when I say I used to work in an operating theatre and an ophthalmic theatre, and we've had to remove tiny little fragments of metal from people that work in machine shops, engineering factories, that sort of thing, builders, and it is a very painful process that needs to be done under local anaesthetic and sometimes general anaesthetic to have these bits of metal removed from the eye, and it can cause permanent damage to the cornea. And usually it has to be done under microscope conditions, so there's not really much corrosion on this. It's cleaned up pretty well. It's not going to look like brand new, but turn that off, a bit noisy. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. There's a little blemish there which doesn't seem to want to move, but compared to the other one which I spent time on cleaning up, I think it's as good as it's going to get. I don't mind the original patina on the bottom. Keep the toy a little bit original, doesn't matter. So always remove when you've just finished this sort of thing. Let's get this out of the way. There's all the little bits of aluminium swarf off the bench, because you don't want little bits of metal flaking about, especially when you're spraying and cleaning stuff, because it will get into the paint and into the cleaning process and believe you me, I've started painting stuff, and then lo and behold, then discovered that I've contaminated it. So what I'm going to do now is go down to a 1.5mm drill bit from my Parkside. I keep mentioning Parkside. I know it's supermarket tools, but I love them. I think they're brilliant. Again, I've had these for several years and they're still as sharp as the day I bought them. I know I'm only drilling that little alloy casings, but no, it's brilliant. I don't have a fancy budget like some of these YouTubers. I'm trying to do this on letting you know that you can do this on a budget. You don't have to have thousands of pounds. I don't know, film crew, a normal DeWalt hand drill, and again, just make sure that's in. That doesn't look very central, that drill bit. Got a bit of a wobble, but because this is a very, very narrow post, it's wobbling a bit. Why is that wobbling? Just very gently. Just keep removing the swarf from the little flute of the drill. I've got a little bit of tape on it just to mark down how far I'm going to go with the drill. A couple of more mil. Why this drill bit's wobbling so much, I don't quite know. Oh, hello. I thought I'd done that up really tight. Obviously not. It's the best of us sometimes, these little right. No, it's still spinning. I think what it's done is heated up and expanded. So, no, that's not gripping at all. Oh dear. So the drill bit somehow expanded into the, probably so I didn't clean it out. See, these things do happen even to the most experienced of us. So I'm just going to grip that with a pair of pliers if I can get it loose. Oh, it snapped off. Well, there you go. It does happen, so that's buggered that, hasn't it? All I'll end up doing is I'll probably just grind that down so it's nice and flat. And you can see that. Yeah, I've made a mistake. Fatal schoolboy rookie error, call it what you like. I've gone in a bit keen, and the drill bit has snapped off into the rivet post. So what I'll do is I'll grind that down, and what I'll end up doing is just popping a little bit of super glue on the base of these, because it's not going to be played with, it's going to be a display model, and yeah, that'll be that. So let's just get a model this file, see if it's man enough to let's get in there. So what I expect has happened is, one, the drill bit is heated up. I'm going to be all day with that with a file. And the aluminium is not cleared from the little flute from the drill bit, and it's snapped off. That's what's happened. It's just jammed. So what I'm going to do is, again with my rotary tool, just take the brush out, put a little grinding wheel on, and we'll just see if we can just grind that. Yep, that'll do. The only drawback of not having a flashy camera is because you've got to keep going off camera. I don't have a downward view, so yeah, see how worn that's getting, and they say little bits on the side here have started to disappear. So like I say, I'm not going to keep on boring you with safety. I've got a pair of safety goggles here which I normally use, safety glasses, but I'm wearing my normal glasses because I'm a bit silly sometimes and I forgot to put my safety goggles on. Here's me telling you to put safety goggles on and I've not. So again, just clean up these little bits of swarf, bit of alloy. Soft brush, any sort of dustpan brush will do it. Yeah, bingo. So there we go. So the only thing really left to do is just soak this. And normally what I will use is not bicarbonate soda. What am I on about? Caustic soda is to get the paint off, but I haven't got any. I used it for what it was meant for, and I unblocked my bathroom sink. Basin, sorry, don't call it a sink, it's basin, wash basin. There's the remains of the last one I did, but I put some fresh stuff in. So the move that grill for us to fall over it. The one I use, I believe it's from B&Q. This stuff works really well. Just give it a bit of a shake. And what I found as well, if you're like me, if you've got an outdoor shed or a indoor workshop that's prone to getting cold, I found this time of year best, sort of springtime and summer especially, better for paint stripping, because this stuff doesn't like the cold, as neither do paints, but it's a lot better when it's warmer. So this will take a while to strip, so I'm just giving it a good old, make sure every surface has been exposed to the paint stripper. Just using this pair of forceps here just to make sure it gets in there and gets rid of the paint. You know, it's always best to have a little container with a lid on it, because that way the fumes are pretty pungent. Again, if you've got one, just wear a little face mask if you're using anything really toxic, really sort of corrosive, otherwise you don't want to breathe in. I've got the doors open here, the windows open, so I've got plenty of ventilation, through ventilation. That will stop me from getting too much of the fumes. Right, so we're 19 minutes into this little video. It's not going to be the world's longest video. I'm not going to show you the whole restoration all at once because it just takes too long. So I've just shown you that this will be a two-parter, what you can do and how to strip down these little models. Hopefully this yellow one is drying nicely, so we'll just check over the paintwork. Yep, I haven't picked up any bits of fluff or dust from outside when I sprayed it. I'll give it another light coat, but that yellow is looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's the yellow I'm using, by the way, it's a high coat. I do swear by these. It's a 4 signal yellow or canary yellow. It's an acrylic paint. A couple of quid from my local Trago Mills in Devon. You also get them in Cornwall, and I believe Merthyr Tydfil is it in Wales. But yeah, they do a very good job on these sprays. What I did buy, after many years of not having one, if I can just show you, is a airbrush. I've gone back to, I need a bit of practice because I need to to do some plastic models for my boys as well, I've decided to invest in a airbrush and compressor. It's a little cleaner. I've got to get used to the settings. The compressor I've bought is this little fella here. Seems to do the job. Maxes out at is it about what was it max out off at 57 psi. Got it from eBay. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Little rubber feet so it grips the workbench and doesn't vibrate off when it's pressurizing. So yeah, so I'll probably show you a video of me practicing with a model. Probably be lots of swearing because, like I said, I haven't used one in about 10 years. So for the time being, I do believe that is where I'm going to leave you. So we're 21 minutes into this video, and well, I can just show you again from the model supply person I've got other projects I'm going to do. This is some double doors, white metal reproduction for a VW Campervan. Two different types. Don't ask me what the numbers are, I can't remember offhand. But if you're a VW fan on Matchbox, you will know that these doors do fall off, and you can get them reproduction of white metal, as you can the plastic inserts for these little VW Campervans. There are several in the series. There's a green plastic insert again from Steve Flowers, and a yellowy coloured one again from Steve Flowers. They're really good quality, as is the Matchbox Caravan. Again, the orange roof isn't as orange as I'd like it to be. It's quite faded, quite dull. So I imagine what I'll do is with the airbrush, once I get it up and going, is use a gloss orange and go over that with a bit of Tamiya fine primer first and give that a bit of a spray. It's not far off the same colour. This is a slightly better orange, but it should be almost as bright and vibrant as that orange. A little bit disappointing. Why, when the plastic granules, just, or whatever they used, into the hopper, it should have been a bit brighter than that. It should have added some orange powder or something with it. So that's it for the time being. So I don't think I have anything else to show you at the moment, apart from there's one of them. Well, if I can't get the camera near it, there's a model kit that I'm hoping to do. Is I haven't done a proper model kit in a long time. So we've got a Ferrari 360 Spider there. That model kit was rescued from my father-in-law's house. He passed away recently. How an 82-year-old man who never built a model in his life ever thought he was going to do that, we don't know, but there you go. At least he was willing to give it a go, I suppose, but didn't get round to it for some reason. And if I show you over here my box of projects, yeah, these two have previously been restored, but my son knocked them around and they need redoing. So if we have a quick look in here, if I can get the lid off, there we go. As you can see, there's a box of projects. BMW, Greyhound, I've done a couple of those now. Might do a custom colour with that one. There's a rare laser wheels one. I just need really just I'm not going to do much to that apart from straighten the wheels. I'm going to have to drill out the rivet post and straighten out the wheels, because really that's all that's wrong with it. I quite like the plate patina on it. The window's a little bit cracked just there, so I will probably keep out for another insert. But spraying it, I'm quite happy that it's not too bad. That's why I placed it carefully on top so it doesn't get rattled around inside here. So there's an old army half truck. Someone's managed to, yeah, it's a, what number is that? It's all a M3 personnel carrier. So I need to buy some tracks for that and turn it back to its original colour. So yeah, I've got a bit of work to do. Another TV rental, radio rentals. That's a really poor state. That's actually got the shutter door. Yep, so there's lots in here for me to keep me busy. So if you're a fan of mine or like watching these videos, then I will have plenty to do in the future, as you can see. Now these I pick up from car boot sales or the local marketplace on Facebook, and I don't pay a lot of money for them. I know some countries that it's more difficult to get, and postage and packaging is an absolute fortune these days. So whenever there's a car boot sale somewhere local, my first word I type in is Matchbox, and that comes up, and somebody's selling a job lot. If it's cheap enough or knock them down in price, that is it. So until next time, this wasn't a full restoration. Like I said, this is going to be a two-part one, so I really need to wait a couple of hours for that paint to strip off. I've got other jobs to do this morning, so either later today when I've stripped the paint off, I'll show you how to polish it up. But in the meantime, thank you for watching this. It's another 26 minutes of your life you won't get back. So until next time, I bid you farewell and tune in again soon. Bye bye for now.